Hey there, I'm back. Well, all of you know, it's a brand new year, 2025, a month in. Um, I'll just update you quickly to what's been going on. Nothing dramatic. Um, I had a good Christmas holiday, got a chance to spend time with the family and the pets, of course. And then for New Year's holiday, I said hi to some other friends on Skype. I said hi. I uh, met with the family. So it's been pretty good. Um, had some McDonald's. Uh, and then, of course, I'm still dealing with average health issues, as they say. But I'm getting better with my anxieties and my depression. So my ADHD, as they say. So in terms of health, I'm doing pretty good. Um, and then, of course, I watched the inauguration, and I just want to put a few thoughts out there, not too many. Um, I feel like it was a fair election. I feel like Trump, he uh, he got voted in fair and square. So it was very nice to see the inauguration be like your typical inauguration. Other inaugurations, like from 2016 and 20, well, not 2016, 2013, 2009, 2017. Um, Actually, this year's inauguration was very reminiscent of 1985, only because it was held indoors because it was literally too cold. And Reagan and Trump, both being in their 70s, um, more susceptible to ammonia. That's why they held it indoors. And it would have been brutally too cold for a lot of people, even healthy people. So that's why they did that. And it was very nice that this year's inauguration had marching bands like they did um, for the 1985 inauguration. So there was a very, it was very reminiscent, very similar in a lot of ways. So I was pretty happy that, unlike 2021, I was very happy to see that this year's inauguration was very peaceful and transfer of power. Whether Trump does this in 2029 when he finishes out his final term and leaves Washington D.C. peacefully is a question we will not know for 4 years. But I keep my fingers crossed that now he can just focus. Trump can focus on what he promised to do. Good legislation for the American people. Um, he's set out to do. So far he's carried out a few of his things, and like the deportations, right? So he's carried that out. I do agree we got to have comprehensive immigration reforms. So that's very very important. But in terms of how he goes about doing it, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And in the coming months and the coming years, I'm going to elaborate on this, um, about policy in this country. Um, so, anyway, other than that, the weather has been very brutally cold. I even see in the news down in the south, like as far down as New Orleans, there's snow down in New Orleans. There's snow in Texas. The temps we get here in upstate New York, they're getting down there in the south, um, or close to it. And the wind chills are almost very similar to what we have here in upstate New York. So I remember back in the 1990s, late 90s, in fact, we would have pretty brutal winters, very cold winters, and then the 2000s arrived, and the weather just we've had some pretty mild winters where the temperatures have been like, you know. So I'm not questioning climate change. I'm just saying maybe science being the way it is, evolving, um, maybe they'll revise the figures in the future. I noticed in the 80s we had similar winters like we had in the 2010s. So, um, as they say, we'll see what happens. Back in the 70s, they were predicting global cooling, and then 20, 30 years later, it was global warming. So that's where I think climate change and science is always evolving. So I'm not doubting it or anything like that. I'm just saying science always evolves when they got more findings. So I believe people should be able to come up with their own opinion and figure things out on their own with the facts in front of them. So this is January 25th, and I've had a tradition I started in 2022. Um, I'm going to do a thing every year, once a year, around this time of the year. So in 2022, I did it on January 22nd, celebrated New Year's, the New Year. And then, like January 22nd, I did 2022, January 23rd, 2023, and last year, January 24th, 2024. So here we are in 2025. So this is January 25th. So my food of choice to ring in the new year officially is tacos. And I like to make my own tacos. Nothing against Taco Bell or anything like that. I'm not trying to reinvent the taco. It's just I have my own style of making tacos. So I like tacos. So this is fourth year. So this is the fourth annual Taco New Year, I'd like to call it. So maybe next year I'll do steak. I don't know, but for this fourth year in a row, I've always had a craving around this time of the year for tacos. So I started this back in 2022 because I wanted to have um, I want to make things interesting, a little bit spicy in my life. And as you get older, life gets a little bit too short. And I feel like that, yeah, um, yeah, tacos. What can I say? So, pretty much, like I said, other than dealing with flu and fever, and that's a good thing. I got the flu shot. I usually get the flu and yeah, I usually get the flu shot and I get my booster shot for COVID right around the fall. That way I stay healthy. Um, but that's for me. I'm not trying to push other people to get it. They have their own, you know, guidelines, as they say, what they feel appropriate and fit. But for me, that I don't want to catch the flu and fever, and I definitely don't want to catch COVID. It's not fun. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to cook tacos, and I'll try to share a little bit of video and pictures in this video of doing my tacos. Um, so I'm just going to conclude. Um, I wish President Trump the best in doing it. Hopefully he'll do a very good job in his second term. So I wish President Trump the best of luck with his job as president. I like so far the people he's surrounded by, like his chief of staff and one of our own in upstate New York, Elise Stefanik. So I'm pretty happy with her as UN ambassador. So I wish President Trump the best, like I did for President Biden and the vice president J.D. Vance, just like VP Harris. So as Americans, we got to unite. We got to work together. We got to put our political differences aside. Um, so yeah, that's my final thoughts in this video. Um, Happy New Year to everybody. Be safe, and until next time, God bless, and be thankful for what you have. Don't focus on what you don't have. Just be thankful for what you have. Take care. God bless, and happy Lunar New Year. Take care. Happy 2025.